But today, you can go to a bank and can't access your money because our systems are down. Or you can't draw money from an ATM because our systems are down. Businesses are run by people, not by technology. So our philosophy on technology is we will adopt technology if it's going to make us more efficient and it will improve our customer contact. Otherwise, there's no need of adopting all the CRM software if you're not going to use them for what they're intended for, and that is for the purpose of the customer. Okay? Now, the issue of personal visits. If you've been admitted under a Kenyan insurer, most probably someone from that insurance company has visited you and probably brought you a card and flowers. My personal mantra is I must visit at least 5 people in hospital a week. Obviously, I can't do it on a full-time basis. So what I do on Sundays is I choose 2 hospitals to visit. And I go in and see the people who are admitted. The people I prefer to visit mostly the people who we are not paying for. The people who, if the claim is rejected, they've exhausted their limits, because they are the people who are most unhappy. And it pleases them that the CEO has gone to visit them. Okay? But, and it's not because I'm a salesman, I normally to get a lot of leads. Because the people who are visiting in hospital, when they find, they say, me the CEO can come and visit you. And in that particular place, I'll get a lead which I'll convert to a customer later on. It's very immoral that you can do business in hospitals. But that's the case. I don't go pushing it, but I get the business. Okay? So you'd wonder why would an insurance company have an advisory department? Because that's the biggest thing that we do. When you buy insurance, you come to us because you think we are the experts. But I'm not a doctor. So I have to have an advisory department which has doctors to be able to advise you on medical issues. Because you come to us because we are the experts. There are many times you go to companies who give you a particular service and you find you cannot get the advice that you think you should be able to get, especially on a technical front. You're being told, please wait for manager A who has the information. So it's important that we train people across to be able to answer most medical questions, although we are not doctors. The final thing is branch networks. In terms of like banking, I think it's important to have branches everywhere. But I think the best way to reach your customers where they are is to get ambassadors. And your ambassador could be an auditor, could be a shopkeeper, someone who can be able to not collect your money, but the customers can go to. If you go to our auditor's office, we prefer to have a brand ambassador there. If you go to our banker, we prefer to have a brand ambassador there. Instead of, we do intend to be in all counties by 2015 when we list, but it's important that we have to have partnerships with the people we deal with. Our providers must have a person who works for resolution sitting there to be able to answer questions. Okay. I've heard this term called open door policy that managers like to have as a mantra. We have an open door policy. But open door policy is not necessarily having your door open. I think it's you being available whenever you are. I'll give you an example. If you Google my name on the internet, you have my cell phone number there. This is, I can't take credit for it. I stayed at a hotel called the Radisson in Cape Town about 7 years ago. And the Radisson is something I like talking about. They have a customer service policy. They say, if you're not happy with our service, contact one of our representatives. If you're not satisfied, you will not pay. I think that's very powerful when a CEO puts, it's in every room, says that you will not pay if you are not happy with our service. Then you've seen it in America where they say, we'll deliver your pizza within 30 minutes, and if you don't, you won't do it. I think I've never seen a Kenyan business that has said anything like that. I think it's something we should adopt. The reason why I've had my number available, accessible to all customers, is because if the customers cannot talk to me as a business owner and the founder, who will they be talking to? They'll talk to my competition. If someone wants to talk to me, they will call me. And believe me, even if I return all calls that I receive. Most of the times, I probably return when I'm out of the meeting. And I'll get someone telling me, oh, I lost my card. and your guys are refusing to give me another one unless I pay 500. It's something that minor that I'll deal with. But many times I'll pick a call where someone is telling me, my mom is in hospital, we want them transferred, we want them to be flown to India, and your guys are refusing. It could be something that serious. Or my son just had an accident in school and the ambulance took 1 hour. Okay. For me, as a custodian of the vision and the CEO, it is important that I get contact with my customers and understand what they're doing. I have many colleagues in the industry who the CEO is not accessible. That's what an open door policy is. I don't think an open door policy is to keep my door open, that you can walk in whenever you want. Okay? I think I've exhausted my 20 minutes. But that has been my personal mantra. We as a business have put our customer in front, and that hence our growth. We came into this industry in 2002 as the number 24 in number. Now we are number 2, and we aim to take that.
Talked about how within the organization they're able to make sure that they get more intimate with the customers, and they're able to ensure that the organization can utilize the information that they gather to be able to make a business more profitable. So my perspective will be really to shape your minds and get you thinking along the lines of, if you were to consider getting a CRM into your organization, what would the process be like? What does a CRM module or CRM system comprise of? What are some of the benefits? What are some of the challenges? And just sharing experiences, because today, I mean, I'm a Kenyan like any of you are, and I'm sure we've interacted with a lot of organizations that try to get closer to their customers. So as I was preparing for this presentation, something came to mind. My birthday was on July 3rd. July 3rd when I turned 18 yet again. And I remember being woken up so early in the morning, at around 8:30, because typically I wanted to take it a little easy, being my 18th birthday. So with SMSs, so one SMS was actually from an insurance company, and for Peter's benefit, it wasn't Resolution Health. Yeah, so that was the first SMS I got in the morning, and it was saying happy birthday, and they knew exactly my age. And I said, wow, very surprising. And by 11 o'clock, I had got another SMS from M-Pesa, When I went to work, my email, my CEO from the US. We have 2 CEOs, one is German, one is American, so there's a co-CEO. It's called Bill McDermott, and you can imagine for us in a regional office, someone sitting in Kenya, to receive an email from your global CEO, that was really, really special. So that's how far I think CRM is being taken, to that level, where customers and prospects are being put in a situation where you actually feel like the organization is talking to you. They know you. They have your biodata. They have your demographics. So they know your birthday. They did not get it wrong. And they will send it religiously every year, and it will speak a particular message to me. So even before my loved ones were able to say happy birthday, I already had 3 or 4 from just, the business partners that I work with and vendors, people who supply me with products and services. So just as I was doing a bit of research, because my orientation again with CRM is really from the fact that, so my role says head of industry and pre-sales, and a lot of people ask me, what is that? What does that really mean? So in English, it simply says that I have a lot of benefit of having worked over the last 13 years with the SAP system. So I've been a user. Today you have systems in your various organizations. You have systems. You may not use them for CRM, but you have maybe a financial system, a procurement system, whatever system you're running today. So I have an IT background and was a developer. So I helped users use the systems better. So people in finance, people in procurement, and that system for me happened to be SAP. So I have used SAP in these various organizations over the last 13 years, and SAP came knocking one day, a very smart move, I think, and said, we have seen that you have progressively followed our software. You have used it. You have implemented it. Why don't you cross over and become a vendor, which I am today, and talk about the power of a system? what a system can do to an organization. And one of the systems that SAP has is a customer relationship management system that we use very, very well. So I'll also be giving you my experiences as we try to get customers in the market and we leverage on our CRM solution. So just the experiences, how do the salespeople, because I just help the salespeople, so I'm like a technical salesperson because I know the solution. But how do I see my sales colleagues in the market being able to visit customers and prospects and be able to communicate with them and follow up and make sure that the system helps them to progress, a lead all the way up to a sale. So I did some research when I was told, I'd speak, and again I was told no PowerPoint presentation. So your guinea pigs today, I've never just spoken off the cuff without, next, yeah? So one of the things that was very interesting for me as I tried to find out about CRM was some interesting statistics, and I'll point them out. So, did you know that over 40% of salespeople fail to hit their quota? Yeah, so they don't meet their targets. And we know salespeople. You don't meet your quota, you don't meet your target, bonus is shaky, No bonus. At worst, you may not even have a job. Now, 30% of salespeople